Hello everybody. French Bull is here live. I am live, yes. Raven is here. Good morning. So, hello Mark. Hope you are all doing good in this quite stressful environment, we can say. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Bitcoin, right? I don't know, I didn't check much altcoins. We'll see if we have time to talk about altcoins, but in the current market condition, yeah, I think Bitcoin is more important, right? Now, surely, if this thing were to reverse, would be a great opportunity in altcoins, but yeah, to be honest, conditions right now are not great, and what is happening look more like a real breakdown than anything else to me. If I take back, let's take that range. Oh, yeah, that was that one, but we already done quite a lot for this to be a spring. So, you know, for this to be a reaccumulation, should we had recovery from that low and recover that range, make it a deviation? Okay, good for a spring, but we are continuing to go down, and I guess everybody's situation right now. The news are truly bad. There's no in between. I mean, yeah, FTX going bankrupt is not a good thing at all for the whole industry, because I believe there will be repercussion on all the stuff, most likely. At least that's what I believe. Now, as the news is extremely bearish, surely we're getting bounce, short squeeze, people that are shorting the breakdown. How high will we bounce? That is a question. But I would rather be focused on increasing the short position than anything else. I will see. We'll zoom in. We can always. There is always opportunity both sides. So as we had a move, pretty significant move down. This is 15% in a day, and in a week it is 26%. So we can have big bounce and still be bearish, you know. Basically, we need to recover this and hold it to be bullish. It's not impossible that we'll recover this and retest some kind of resistance inside the range before continuing down. So even if this is extremely, it is very bearish to me, we still should have caution, and yeah, maybe still look for long at least on as an edge of the short. It's more or less that's more my state of mind right now. Any long should be quick take profit and mostly in the goal of edging short position. And should we bounce higher, well, great, we'll have a better opportunity to short, because right now, if basically the bias for the short is this low, this area, so we need to reclaim this to invalidate short-term, mid-term downside. And yeah, right now we are really far from that. So should we come back into this area, well, the opportunity for short will be greater. Raven, very stressful indeed. Thanks for doing the stream. Look forward to see your take on this. Morning, Get Fucked. Morning, Jacob. Yeah, my take on this. So yeah. We can do several things. First, focusing on the lower time frame. Well, it looks like we may have 5 waves finish down here from the top from yesterday, from our last significant swing high. You know, I had a count suggesting it could be finished here. We had another move pretty deep inside the low. But otherwise, we just extend the count. Even here, and there's a problem with the third wave, because it looked like 1, 2, 3 here. I mean, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a 1. Two. So you know, I'm not a fan of the count, but the reaction right now is decent. At least we didn't really change the market structure, because that would be the level that we are close to. Now, yeah, if I'm counting this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then that means we could be extending like this, right? Let me check quickly. Yeah, that could work. Extension, we are reaching 400% of wave 1 for this proposed wave 3. You know, wave 3 can go to the 5 or down to the 561.8 extension. So we could be even extending this wave 3 even more. Now the bounce here that we have lasts long enough to suggest it's a higher degree. So this is already quite a small 1, 2. So I would not think this correction is part of an inside wave of the third. Like this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make the third. Yeah, this is a bit too long for that. And I don't really have a nice completed countdown there. Otherwise, we could be looking at this as a wave 1 and the bounce as a wave 2. But yeah, the problem is with this. Yeah, that seems like the most likely. I mean, we could be short here. Should we not be short already? Maybe with an invalidation above that swing high, above this. Simply because we are in a very bearish market structure. Especially from where? From there. And macro side, as we're breaking down. So if we can claim this, we'll have a meaningful market structure change, and that could open the door to a bit more upside. I will likely still see rejection here. So could be short here with an invalidation here. And should we have an SFP of that high rejection there, try again, get another shot at that point, or maybe just more an inside, more aggressive take profit, then to see if we get an ABC move up. But trading this is complicated because we are in extremely volatile and an emotional environment here. And so volatile make us having a very big move. It's like 10% move here, just on a bounce, which can still be a bearish bounce, but it's still 10% move up, keeping a bearish market structure. So, you know, it's complicated to have a safe, not safe, but a tight invalidation. You have to adjust your size in trading this and not take too much, try to not take too much trade. At least for me, that's how I'll do things. But that also gave a lot of opportunity for scalps, you know. Because then, I mean, I didn't grab along here, but should you have been able to, well, you're already a very good move for that, yeah. So where would be a good shot to be taken? I guess I answered that. I would say short here, just, yeah, because market structure is bearish and reclaiming or breaching this would make a slightly meaningful market structure change. But at the same time, that doesn't really look like a niche corrective move here. I mean, I can take that 1, 2. Let me just. So 1, 2, do you make your wave 3 here or here? We have the 1, 6, 1, 8 here. 3, 4. Kind of look like this could be a fifth with an ending diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Target is pretty good for that. Now if we do this, we have another wave here. It is a 5. We have 1, you know, we have 2 consolidation here. So I can guess it looked like 5. It's not like looking like a good flat. Wave B. How do you count that? Yeah, I guess we can keep the wave 3 here. Now we have overlapping if I do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Well, I guess it could be corrective. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth, A. B or B. And C. And do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what extension does that give us? 1, 1 extension. So yeah, could be corrective. The retracement is between 50 and 3.2 here, so good candidate for wave 4. 50% on log here. Reclaim the 5-minute moving average. We tested the 115. Or sometimes I like to just look at moving average. When you are in a trend, like this, where the count can be a bit tricky, because here the count is already, well, it's not that much tricky, but I can count from that swing high, but the whole move from this weekend high, when we're gonna take a look, but we don't have a nice wave structure at the moment. So sometimes, yeah, just taking moving averages is a good thing. Take things simply. And mixed, obviously, with some of the stuff to get more precise, like here. You know, you test Euro 100, but you just take supply above that swing high. And simply, yeah, we rejecting. So from the this is a 33, 30 minutes. Here and 100 here. Okay. Because if we start to go higher here, so we change market structure at least a bit, we also starting to get a retrace that is deeper than what we should expect for wave 4. So increasing the probability that we have a complete move here. And in that case, I would say it's possible that then this become a big deviation in that kind of range. We can call that this way because it's not really a range yet. But then, yeah, might go to the high, maybe look for liquidity above this swing high or that one. And because, you know, on the higher picture, no, on that one, the higher picture, we can still find resistance in this area. We can still bounce up there and have a bearish retest at that point. Keeping in mind June low, that's why I keep this level. June low is here because we had an SFP of it. pretty good reaction. Now we could be just retesting this one as a resistance. As we broke it down, do we retest it as resistance? And that is it. It is pretty high time frame, so we could see a bit of move above and a rejection overall. Still bearish. But yeah, more tempted to get aggressive on the short here already. I mean, at least we bounce enough to have a decent validation that is close enough, and that is a manageable trade, risk-defined trade. Because if you short in the breakdown here, you can still keep your validation above this or this, but you're really far away, and that's a really bad trade. So now retest. So we retested yesterday low. Do we go to retest June low? That's the question. And that yesterday low, gonna be more precise because it is lower time frame, so that's why we could be rejecting just here. And June low is higher time frame, so that's why we could be seeing price action above and overall rejection later, in my opinion. What do you think about the recent dip on USDT compared to BUSD, USDC through? Not sure there is a real dip on USDT. I saw there was a bug on CoinGecko or what so. Saying that, yeah, USDT lost its peg. Okay, now we are seeing it here on Coinbase. USD on Kraken. It's losing its peg here as well. Okay. Well, that happens sometimes, as you can see on this chart. So as I'm trading this, let me charting USDT chart here. Yeah, we are $100 higher on USDT, it seems. FTX USDT is crap. Well, I would say it's maybe better to keep things in BTC and potentially in a short synthetic short rather than in USD. What I mean is, like, you go in a 1x short if you want to sell your Bitcoin or USD. If you want to sell your Bitcoin, you go in a 1x short. It's like you're selling it for USD. You're not gonna lose USD value. If price go up, you just lose BTC. And it might be safer than USDT if there is a problem with USDT, because if there is a problem with USDT, that means that it's the value of Bitcoin on the USDT pair can go up, while the real value of BTC go down. I mean, if, for example, putting number out of my hat here, but let's say the USDT go to 10 cents, a tenth of a dollar, then that would mean it will need 10 times more USDT to buy a Bitcoin. So price could go crazy up should there be a real capitulation on USDT. Will there be? I don't know. You know, the event that happened here, and it's not something I forecast or was expecting. I threw FTX was a strong exchange. I didn't know things was so bad for them. And there is some link between USDT and FTX. That's not the same people, but Alameda is not behind Tether, but we know they have good relationship and they might be holding a lot. I think Tether officially said they are not impacted by what happened. At the same time, Tether is not the most transparent thing in the industry. And we know there is underlying theories behind Tether being not really backed one by one or whatever, or doing shady things. So with what is happening right now, I would not totally exclude a collapse of Tether, even if it's, even if it's based only on rumors and it go back up. With how the market is right now, the sentiment is right now, we can't exclude an attack on Tether or a big stress move. If people start to sell Tether, it could be collapsing for a short-term period, even if they are truly backed one by one. At that point, that means that the value will be equilibrated at some point, because Tether will be able to sell their asset to buy back the Tether. But if they are not back one by one, it could just collapse as well. I have what is my degree of confidence in Tether? It's hard to say. I have pretty decent confidence in Tether and in Bitfinex, but I had as well confidence in FTX. So, yeah, full disclosure, this is a risky environment. Crypto has always been, and yeah, with what happened, it's even more risky. Also, it's a good reminder that when you hold your funds on an exchange, or your Bitcoin on an exchange, it's not your Bitcoin. It's not your key, not your Bitcoin, as we always say. Now, obviously, when you just hold Bitcoin on a hardware wallet, that means you don't trade it, and that you don't, when you can short it, for example. And that's also what leverage is useful for, because you can hold your Bitcoin on a hardware wallet and having a portion of your funds on an exchange to trade them. So you can trade for example, you can go in 1x short of your net worth while still having most of your fund out of exchange. Now that also means that if you, for example, if you only held 10% of your funds on the exchange to short, well, I mean, yeah, you have to go 10x on your short to do such a thing. So that make you more exposed to potential liquidation, because you cannot get liquidated in a 1x short, but on a 10x obviously you can. So yes, that's not a great week here for the industry. My feeling overall is, yeah, we are breaking down. And I believe this is gonna take some time to recover. Now, as I talked you about a few times, yeah, here's a good example. This chart, you know, we have what seems to be, at least what looks like the most likely, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are in a fifth. We are already quite decently oversold on high time frame. So we can still expect a nice recovery out of that. I just don't know where this fifth gonna finish, because the target for a fifth here gonna be between the 1.1 and 161.8 or 90%. It's not our target for a fifth. 161.8, and here it is on log scale. You know, 1.1 is about 12,000. 161.8 is down to 7,000. And if I go on linear, that's even bigger. But I will use a log for the fib extension tool like this. Now, as the fifth might be finishing somewhere, or will likely finish somewhere, yeah, we can have a bounce, and we can still have nice upside, maybe retested up to 30k, you know. We can still have big swings, because as people getting overly fearful, there will be a crunch of shorts coming, so it will be shorts to be squeezed. And that's what can bring us a big move up that could last for several months at some point, go in a meaningful uptrend. But overall, I feel like this would mean still a long time before going again for the whole-time high, and any bounce we'll take, I will be really cautious. You know, we have the possibility of 5 waves being a wave C of a flat here, but the more we go down, the longer it takes to finish these 5 waves, the less sensible this counts looks. And considering what is making us breaking down here, it's a big deal for the industry, and I believe it will take time to recover from this. So that's why it's all need a longer reaccumulation. And yeah, coming back into this range feel likely now at some point. I'm not saying tomorrow, even if it is not easily impossible, but yeah, we'll see if we can have a complete count from that swing high here at some point, and maybe find support into the 10k, 14k. We'll be watching this and look here for potentially long-term bounce. But if you are in USDT, Jacob, yeah, sorry. If you are in USDT, I don't really know what to say here. I would suggest to not have all your funds in USDT. I always have said that. I have confidence in Tether, but it's not a secret that it's not the most transparent actor in the industry. So it's still a risk, significant risk with it. It is a centralized token, and And yeah, we don't know for sure, 100% for sure, that they are holding what they say they are holding to back their token. So I would say it's not a good idea to hold everything in USDT, that's for sure. The same way, it's not a good idea to hold all of your funds on exchanges. Now, it's probably safer, but don't quote me too much on that. I have to do research when it's come to this kind of risk. I'm just sharing my personal knowledge and opinion about that, but it's your money, it's your risk, so do what you have to do to protect yourself. But having funds, so either your Bitcoin on an hardware wallet, well, nobody can touch it, and it's your Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin go to 7K, you have to be able to hold that for a long time and don't miss that money. That's for sure. We are trying a long-term investment now, not looking especially for short-term upside. And yeah, now if you're holding USD or fiat currency on an exchange, well, you have to make sure it is some kind of regulated exchange with insurance. I didn't went over everything on FTX, but I think there is some kind of insurance for your dollar holdings. Most of the problem usually come from tokens. And even if it takes times, you should be able to get back at least your fiat holding on regulated exchange. So like Coinbase, like Kraken. In France, we have Coin House, that is pretty decent. Yeah, stuff like this. But really, it's really complicated because I didn't think, and I didn't think that FTX will go in such a shit show. So for all we know, there could be a contagion to other big exchanges as well, and I could go into trouble. I don't know, maybe Coinbase go into trouble tomorrow, or at least it's regulated and there is a meaningful protection of customers' funds when it's come to fiat currency, not crypto. And again, verify yourself on the exchange you're using. What are the official statements? But yeah, it is dangerous time here. At the same time, as much as it is dangerous, it is so much here that I wouldn't even be surprised if we go in A, B, C like this, and we go for a big short squeeze at some point. We could even take that high and, make a corrective move before continuing it down here, finishing a wave 4 here, making that count a bit more sensible as an ABC. And in fact, to be honest here, I struggle to have a nice impulse move count. But then some kind of ABC like this look right at first glance, especially if I ignore all the feeding and I focus only on the chart. So I would not totally exclude that. That's why, there's never a 100% bias on the trade you should take, and it's not forbidden to look for long trades. but I would want to be sure I'm edge on the short side if I'm trying to catch long in here, because this could continue like this and this and this, and at some point just completely collapse down and lose several thousand in an hour or a few days. If you want to short your account, then you have to hold your entire BTC account on an exchange, right? So yeah, that's a bit the problem with that. So to do so, I cannot give too much advice. I would say personally I will be more comfortable doing so on stuff like Kraken than Bybit, for example. Now most of my personal funds that are being used for trading are on Bybit. But yeah, maybe I will move to something that at least feel a bit safer. For now, I didn't see any rumor about Bybit getting into problems or anything, but it is also an exchange of confidence, but one of the biggest. And if it go down, it will be, well, even worse. At the same time, you know, that's not the most regulated one. It's an offshore exchange, so that should be known. I would not advise to keep all your funds on Bybit and BTC and USDT or whatever. That's for sure. Now, I'm not saying either sell everything and go away, because of course, with such environment, it's kind of hard to know exactly what's gonna happen. And again, it's not impossible. We see a big bounce. So if you sell everything here and you see a big impulse starting here, then you are okay. Now it can be in a flat, so that could be down, but it could be a beginning of something else. And all of this fear now is trapped, and yeah, that's a possibility. But I personally think we have serious trouble here. So I hardly see how this could turn out to be bullish and break up from this. What's a red box? A red box here is a fib retracement tool from that. So that's where the retracement we can expect for a flat, for an ABC flat, between 90% and 123. So here potentially we could be in a flat. I can try to count this again at the last significant high on this time frame. We can look for counts. But yeah, well, we're gonna zoom in again, but there's nothing clear here. But you see how here we are at the 1-1 extension. So flat could retrace to 123. Sometimes it go a bit deeper as well. Here really more into the territory of on the edge of collapse if we go lower, I believe. It's already some kind of collapse here. I mean, that's a 20% move down in a week, to 30% move down in a week. That's that more smart money collapse here. Here is more the late one capitulation. So that's why I'm not excluding a big trappy squeeze here. I will never exclude. What do you think about Binance then? What do you guys think about Binance? You know, it's on a... At least it has a known CEO, like Kraken and Coinbase and FTX. It is slightly regulated, but not so much as well. Where is the... headquarters of Binance? Cayman Island. So, you know, that's a tax paradise. There is more law over there to protect big companies and people money. But I mean, now Binance is probably one of the... It is, I think, the biggest exchange, the one with the most volume, especially since they introduce zero-fee trading for spot. But anyway, that's one of the biggest exchange. If Binance were to go into trouble, that would basically mean that there is no safe place in crypto. So you can only hope they don't go down, or you might be looking at the end of crypto, I guess. At least in its current form. So I think Binance is strong. It's a strong exchange. They have a lot of funds. I don't think they are gambling as Sam did. Now, you know, Sam FTX is an exchange that was made by Sam Bankman-Friedman. I don't know his name exactly. And with Alameda, which is a crypto hedge fund, to make things simple. It's a market maker in crypto. He made most of its money, I think, on BitMEX and making Tether trade, international Tether trade. But all of that to say it, he has always been taking risk in his business. That's companies that are used to risk. Binance obviously is taking risk as well, because we are in a small industry. So there's always risk that this industry fail as a whole, but I don't think they take they leverage their customer funds like FTX seems to have done. But like, in your exchange again, yeah. Probably don't keep all your funds on these exchanges, and you can check on directly on Binance FAQ what customers protection there is and what funds are covered by this customer protection, because often you have customer protection for your fiat, not necessarily for your tokens, even of exchange like crypto.com, for example. I think that's a good example. They have customer protection for fiat currency. So yeah, not the happiest day in crypto. Now I'm a bit, yeah, what's happening with Tether? You know, Tether, that happens sometimes because there's a lot of concern about it. There's a lack of clarity. So there is very often unpeg, depeg from which will have. When there's stressful moment, there's a lot of investors that exit Tether quickly because they are afraid that they're gonna be the next one. And it could be. It could also survive. At least unlike some I mean, there's a public figure behind Tether has always been an help. You know, he warned us again a few last week, I think. What is Paolo? He tweeted again that there was concern. Kind of missed that tweet. Jenny saw it, shared it. Yeah, I didn't really register that. Anyway, all was that to say, I personally think Tether is on a good side. They have claimed that they registered all their paper holdings, etc., to hold mostly federal U.S. debt, mostly. So if that's true, that means they're pretty strong holding backing the Tether. Yeah, I have trust in Paolo as well. But that's really my personal opinion, you know. So what do we do? Here we go. We are already going down a bit much. Change in market structure. Having something that's look mostly impulsive. Now let's do zoom in between again. What can we get out of that? You see here what is problematic. I think just by looking at the structure here. You don't have a 1, 2, a nice 3, even if the 3 is bigger because it's extended, 4, 5. You really have waves that go fuck all, do whatever. There's no equilibrium into the movement here. There's very quick move up. We could even make it like this. Quick move down, green down, green down. In terms of extension, if I take so the high from last weekend to this low, I'm taking this low because this move up look impulsive, so I believe this is a flat. At least it give a bit more equilibrium, give a bit more time to this bounce, to give a bit more harmony here. With 3 log. So what do you do? I mean, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not incorrect. We reached 161.8 here, so that could be a third. we have something completed here. From here to here, we know we have a complete impulse. So it could be 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4, 5. 161.8 for the fifth, that's fine. Wave 3 is not the smallest. Wave 4 doesn't overlap wave 1. So that could be a thing. Now, what you can have otherwise, well, is simply a 1, 2 here, being a big 3 that is still unfinished, and being a 1, 2, 3. Or 5 or 3 to come. Let me check here. This, from this swing to this swing. Yeah, we don't reach anything. So potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, that doesn't work. We have overlapping. Well, that means 1, 2, still in the 3. Make this one bigger. And this potentially 1, 2, or 1 to be finished, 2, 3, 4, 5, of even smaller degree. So we could be in a succession of extension. With these big moves that give a lot of room to the downside. Let me come back to the higher time frame here. 1 hour should be enough. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 here. Let's take it on log still. So okay, focusing just on this 261.8, it's a good target for 3. Now counting 5 in this, it doesn't really work. So potential target for 3 overall here can be about 11K. Why does it think? Oh, okay, I see now. That's a legitimate target for a big impulsive move, a capitulation move. Okay, let me make this like 8. Here we go. Gonna count this on the higher time frame. Think, make it visible. Time frame here. And check the target for potential 3 of that size. work here? Yeah, that doesn't work. It's like the most conservative one. 3, 4, 5 here. Trade that one. That's just an idea of how things could really get bad. And it's based on the fact that we have big completed impulse here and potentially here or about to. The bigger this impulse are, the lower the target are then. Especially because there is not a good probability of these two being of the same degree. Unless we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 5 just to finish. Yeah. That's a bit much. So in relation, if we, let's say this is, I mean, yeah, it's surely, yeah, not excluding it. We'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, A, B, C here, as a bigger A, B, C, or W, X, Y, whatever. And whoever might be here, that doesn't really matter. What matters to me is that is most likely a flat because I have an impulse move here and some kind of correction finished here. And I don't really, well, we have that as well. Anyway, ABC, so the idea will be to have an A, B, C here. Let's put some green on the chart. And that's why I'm pulling my fib from here to here and here. Log or not, that's the question. Well, probably not log because of that. So yeah, potentially A, B, C. In fact, that's kind of the nicest count I can find out of this. Even if this isn't great, but you see how the count that you can try to make out of the move that you have inside here are extending a bit too much, right? Because again, just to show you, just to be really clear here, this move here is so big that the standard target for wave 3 should be down here, and you still didn't finish that wave 3. And the target for this one should be 561.8. Now it could go tighter here, maybe do reach this 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and have some kind of, I don't know, overlapping here, and do find a bottom around this 11,500 for this wave 3, which still means another fifth. We don't have to reach this target, but when I do forecast an Elliott wave, I base the forecast of my third waves on the 61.8 level. And at least the 161.8. And this 161.8 is down there. Make it another quarter. At the same time, if I take out log, well, yeah, that gives us more room for that third. And we know that on the higher time frame, this fifth could be finishing down to 7k potentially and still be in target. Now I'm counting just from that swing high also. So that's again another issue, because all of the count here, even if, yeah, I can count 5 waves from here, that still probably mean we are in 1, 2, bigger 3, 4, 5 still. But overall, that's how I would see things should we indeed go here and don't find support in the 10, 12k area. At the same time, this count that I'm doing here will likely not be very readable and will have just collapse, and you will not be able to really count it, just like it's complicated here, unless you really zoom in and then it's really complicated. There is a comment here. I have trust in Paulo. Hello, mate. Join. Are you going to hell, or do we have more time in limbo? Are we going? That's me. Yeah. Well, if only I hadn't served that. I spent a lot of time at the beginning explaining why this is very bearish to me. So overall, I think we are more going to hell than anything else. Yeah, again, not excluding a rip of short here to complete a flat before breaking down. That would probably be the most pain scenario, because you know that if you breach this high, that's gonna fuck up so much people and will be so lost. The one that are selling here and the one that have been shorting all this down and now not taking profit looking for 10k or lower are gonna be wrecked, stopped out of the market, and here there will be, what happened, what do I do now? Now I have a big deviation that recover, it look extremely strong, and I have an impulsive move, so I don't do Elliott wave, but I know that 5 waves is bullish, you know. not talking about me obviously, but trying to see what could be going in the mind of the masses. And so at that point you have a very nice flat, and you wrecked so much people, and you probably have a lot of liquidity above here. Let me check on this. How does it look like? Well, there is missing data on Berlix. Okay, that's just a 3-day. So the question, if we do this, is R this and this will still be comparable in terms of time? Yeah, that's already a bit too long. So we have kind of the right look on that range for potential flat, but and surely it would surely be a painful scenario for a lot of people. No true hardcore we have the gun to do that. This is reaction are really weak. And then it would be a very long correction compared to the other way of the same degree it should be linked to. I will say it's still okay. So should this happen, I will surely give that a lot of credit. Should we get a very strong bounce out of this, knowing that flat can go expanded, in the sense that it could even take the high here. At that point, maybe I will favor some other count, suggesting that this is a correction of all that move down, and not the same degree of that, but the same degree of all of that. In that case, corrective moves and go down. To give a bit of hope of potential mid-term uptrend, short-term uptrend, but things look bad. I can't say it's enough here. That extension looks good, better than the previous surge you had. Not sure when you say that. 3 made, I missed that. What was the macro low possibility? I might have missed it, brother, but are you in any trades at the moment? I'm only in short trades at the moment. I still edge, well, as I've been since not 69k but 65 from here. Yeah, that's my main position that I've been edged. I always said, okay, I'm looking for a reversal. I was kind of bullish here. I was bullish here. But I say, until there is a real proof that we are reversing or we reversed, I'm not gonna close fully my hedge. And that's most of what I have. I took a trade here. I took some short here as well, and I took longs here. I've barely take profit one on most of them. So to be honest, that was not really a good profitable day to me. That's pretty much it. And I suggested at the beginning that this could potentially be a place to short. At least we bounce enough to have a decent short entry, and knowing that we have an invalidation here, in the sense that taking that high will make a meaningful or meaningless market structure change, at least one. And if things are really bearish, well, we might just not get it. So I will, short here with invalidation here. Should it get stopped and do an SFP, take another short then with invalidation above your SFP. At that point, maybe look for a higher low and keep in a corrective move then. But yeah. And here, as it is very volatile, if you took a short at the beginning, then, you know, be protective depending what you did, but go where you stop, you know. Now, ideally, if I'm looking at this, it will be a decent take profit for short here. So POC here at the high. So if you look at this, I'd show you how this is defended. So here in the middle of 2 fib, golden pocket. We can check maybe on EXO, where do we have the most long opening here? Very at the low, not much more. On Binance, FTX, I'm not sure. I want to look at what happened on FTX. Yeah, I'm buying. Trying to defend that. So on Binance we have two main long positions that have been built on this to rise. That one and that one. So yeah, probably you want to hold that. Now this looks impulsive, so maybe something like this. Should we see such a structure? Things getting held back a bit better here. Might go for long at that point. And I would want to see some kind of bounce here comparable to this first wave, suggesting, okay, I have either an A, B, EC, or 1, 2, 3. And I want to see this bounce to again count from here and see if I can count 5. I can see enough of absorption here to potentially look at a higher low and see after. Go for the high. Obviously, if you take a long position here and you see such a rise, as always, take profit on the market structure change, even if that's bullish, simply because of the fact that, you know, there is liquidity, and just like we did in fact the other day here, what I did. I took long here, right? Where we were. It was on a 1 minute chart. And that was already a good long trade. So you can do good long trades, even such bearish. I started to go in long here. I say, okay, if we take that high, that will look bullish, but surely that's a main take profit. As you know, there is supply here, and there was big resistance here. It was a POC of all the range and everything. I would have probably took a short here if it was not so late. The same way here, yeah. As we had a leading diagonal, a corrective move down at first. It took the fib extension here. I said, okay, that was my bias at that point. Should we take that high? Then we kind of confirm we finished a leading diagonal and a corrective move. So target, we could see a squeeze up to 19K because there is, well, big level of resistance. There's a 1-1 extension in this area. But yeah, at the end of the day, we made an ABC and we didn't even reach 0.618. So yeah, the same way here, if we have something similar. And you have this, you take that high, you kind of confirm you have either a 1, either an A here and a B. So the target should be 1-1 extension, POC, resistance here. Be aware to always take decent profit above such supply level. Yeah. Now, do I have an impulsive move out of this? It's target look better as an ABC. Now, low time frame here, I will not base my bias too much on how does look a 1 minute or a 5 minute count. Does it look impulsive or corrective? It can be both, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, here is crappy, 3, 4, 5. No overlap, so that's also valid. Now, trying to catch long here is asking to get wrecked. In my opinion, I didn't recheck those previous step. You see, we are just losing VWAP. Now, if you reclaim VWAP, well, maybe daily value are high. But you see, for me, I would be more like, so far it look impulsive. So to have more confidence, I want to have more something like this, a bounce follow with another impulse to say, okay, now I have something that is potentially completed. Not saying this cannot be already a corrective and continue, but confidence isn't really high. And yeah, and if it does so, well, we reassess now. No need to be zero either, you know. At this stage, it's better to finish the move down and start everything from there. Yeah. Yeah, again, so here I'm trying to forecast potential scenarios here, different ones, more or less bearish. But what I'm really looking at now is is a reversal range. At some point, that takes some time. That everything died off. There is no more volatility, and like everybody and their grandmother are saying that crypto failed and it gone, and you go out with your friends and your family, and they say, "Oh, I saw that crypto died and it's done and everything." At that point, when everybody think it is down and dead, that's when we will have more probability of having a low. It would be great if we can have such a in-between rise. Just like on another scale, we had some strong rise during bear market. We do have before they come back. You see how we are on another scale here already. But it will also take us so much money to buy it all back up to 20k, unless big player all closes their short and creates a squeeze to drive it down. Yeah. What is a game of big player here? Question is, yeah, surely if we reclaim that low, that here we are in capitulation. I don't think we saw the full blown of capitulation, but we are in. As they already sold here, smart money, most of it. I mean, a short squeeze is not to be excluded, but it's not either the most likely. Rumors of Alameda shorting USDT. However, it's a big fluctuation, but we had many of those before. Yeah. What do you think about Ethereum? It has dropped, but still holding pretty well. Didn't really check Ethereum, but yeah, it's still doing a significantly higher low. Yeah. And we have A, B, C potentially here. But support, I mean, we lose POC here. We lost it. It just depends what Bitcoin do. If Bitcoin go for a flat, then maybe Ethereum go for a bigger move. But if Bitcoin continue to collapse, well, Ethereum will follow and will lose its low. Most likely. It doesn't faze me much. I mean, Ethereum was making me a bit more bullish for crypto overall because we had a nice potential we have a nice potential for an impulsive move here. And so this could be corrective, but yeah, sometimes you have relative strength in the sense that it's making higher low compared to its June low. But it will follow. It's just a question of liquidity, maybe the player are holding one to create some sort of optimism that built liquidity and help them equate higher size, if optimism is all gone on most of the thing, you focused on one asset, making it look stronger, which bring liquidity from people to say, okay, yeah, Ethereum is looking stronger, maybe I should go into Ethereum then. And at that point, they can find more liquidity to exit positions. But it's not looking great right now, you know. Just lose this. This has nice potential for an APC. But that failed. Ah, yeah, rumor about USDT. Right. I don't know. Is there any official statement from Tether? FTX, Black Swan, and Tether continued stability. There is a statement for you to read. I'm not gonna read that online. They're gonna say they are 100% backed, and the assets that are backing the reserve exceed the liability. That is their statement, official one. Now there is doubt about their honesty for many peoples. Even so, there is people that are holding a lot of USDT, like really millions and billions of position, and that not necessarily have a very high confidence in Tether. So if things are looking crappy for the whole industry in a whole, it's normal that there's people exiting their USDT position even for a loss, because they're afraid that it's gonna follow Luna or FTX or etc. There's also people that are not well saying. Well, anyway, it's kind of normal to have such a volatility in Tether in such stressful environment. So far, it has always come back to its peg. But if they are lying, well, at some point, it's not going to recover its peg. If they are not lying, it will recover its peg because they are able to sell what they are holding to back their token and buy back its token. But it have a delay, so Tether can trade below $1 for some time. It's also an arbitrage opportunity for them. You know, if you are Tether, you know your assets are well backed, but you can let the price of your asset go below its value and just absorb the selling below its value, because for you it's just increasing your total stake. You're buying your own asset for a discount, you know. Why not let the market go a bit below if that's fine to you? Not sure that's extremely honest, but it's still better than if it's not backed. Yeah, it's difficult to trust anyone here. You have to make sure, well, obviously, that everything is declared. You have your real identity to trade. But anyway, if you're using legit exchange, you will. I mean, you have to be declared anyway. But make sure, yeah, your exchange is regulated. Better if it's the holding company is in a trustworthy country. check the customer protection on the exchange. Everything should be declared. What is covered by this customer protection? Should there be a big problem? Yeah. And there is not a lot of them. So that's also why, you know, I always found this crazy how much different exchanges there is popping out right and left. And I always try to focus on just a few I have confidence in. I've been slightly fucked by FTX as we speak, but yeah, Bybit is already a risk to me. Going for a similar exchange than Bybit, it's even a bigger risk. Because Bybit is probably the safest in the big derivative market. Well, Bybit, Binance, want to say Kraken, Coinbase should be regulated enough. In France, I know we have Coin House, so that's pretty good, pretty safe. I don't know if they serve in other countries. Okay. Oh, my internet went down. So yeah, so I was saying I have confidence in that one because it is regulated by the French authorities. But do your own diligence and yeah, check the exchange you are on. Yeah, by Binance in a tax paradise country, Cayman Island. It should be fine. I mean, if Binance go down, it's like pretty much dead. Pretty much the same for Coinbase. Coinbase, Kraken, Binance need to hold. That's for sure. If they go down, that's pretty much the end, in my opinion. But other small exchanges that are unknown, or I don't know, or you know, I don't know, be careful with them, because there might be some contagion from what happened with FTX, Alameda. I mean, there is interconnection between them. Alameda is a market maker, and FTX hold a lot of things and have debt. You know, they lend money to each other. So, especially with, you know, the one that are having a lending program with interest on crypto. If you are holding a crypto on a lending, or if you are lending crypto on a lending platform, you know, like Celsius used to be, etc., be careful. Be careful with that. And Bybit, well, for me, Bybit is a, what to say, Bybit, even BitMEX, maybe BitMEX is a bit better. You know, it is part of the bigger one. So in a sense, it's a bit safer than a smaller, newer exchange. But it's surely not a good regulated one. I don't think they have much customer protection at Bybit, officially. Now they've been getting into regulation a bit more, asking for KYC, etc. So there's that. Anyway, what time is it? Almost 1 o'clock. Bit went down quite a lot so far, but like everything. Yeah, Bit token, DAO, I didn't check, but I read. I mean, I saw my stop loss getting hit. Yeah. But this is linked to the Binance stuff. I think Binance was holding a lot. And you know, FTT, the FTX token, was used to provide liquidity funds to the exchange for everything. And so that's kind of a misuse of an exchange token. That's an abuse. If everything's true for now, there's just mostly rumors and persecution from the American government. So we'll see what come out of this. But yeah, FTT was like, can almost say that now that it's kind of a scam, or the holders have been scammed. And obviously that doesn't give confidence in exchanges token, because it shows how exchanges token can be used just to give money to exchange, as they can in a limited possibility, they can manage the value of the token with more or less insider trading. And well, yeah, when a big order decide to break it doesn't hold. And otherwise, you know, FTT, the goal was to keep value. Well, here we go. I had a trade, that's why we get up stop loss, so that invalidated, obviously. You know, they were keeping value up and selling slowly, while trying to keep the chart looking clean enough, good enough to be able to have liquidity. Because if the chart look good, then you find liquidity because people come to buy. So yeah, and when it is a token that is made by an exchange itself, backed by a market maker, an hedge fund, you know, they know how this works and they know how to do this. And so they were selling supplies that they were holding. That's also why I say, yeah, there's potentially good trade, because there's big people backing this, like Sol, Solana, etc. But I'm not a fan of the token itself, because it's not a fair distribution. And most of the tokenomics is really bad. It's the seed investors that are holding the most and are using this to get cash flow. So I didn't have big hope into their fairness, but I thought they was able to keep this value up, and will use mindful, more or less legit algorithm to keep the value up. And if they were able to, they will have proposed this at high price to be able to continue selling at high price. It just failed. So that brings a lot of non-confidence into exchange token, which BDAO is. BNB is probably not great either. Well, it went into a short squeeze then. Okay. Inversely, I guess some are betting on Binance being stronger. And probably they bet on the fact that Binance could have eaten FTX, so they will have been even a bigger exchange, which is not necessarily a good thing in my opinion. Just bring even more centralization. And I think the deal failed. That's why we already have the retracement. And that might be a short. 3, 4, 5. Ideally, you know, you don't want your biggest spike of volume to be at the top. This could be extending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still, which are algo target. Bring back divergence. Unless Binance really go to save its coin and make an inverse correlation with the rest, sometimes it's happened. I don't think it will. If it starts to lose market structures, and down we go as well. I don't know what other exchange token we have. I guess no, I cannot. Exchange token. I guess I have them on fall 2022. I made this list last week. I was talking about the season, not about a fall. Literally. I think there's Gate.io. What is Gate.io doing? Yeah, dropping pretty significantly as well. Qcon KCS. Yeah. Very similar to Bitcoin. And is this still trading? Well, things that are higher on FTX. Well, I mean, a derivative contract on FTX, I'm not sure what value it would have. So yeah, rambling about that madness. I hope I bring a bit of clarity and enough scenarios. Clear enough scenarios. That is not valid anymore in the diagonal. Or at least it doesn't look like. It could be this as a wave one then. Let's see, if this doesn't collapse and hold and have a nice bounce, how do we know? Well, we know if it have nice bounce. I mean, we can still be in some kind of stuff like this. Maybe. This as an A, B, C, 1. If we do this, 2, 3. But, yeah. We'll talk about this only if it didn't happen. For now, we have either this 1, 2, 1, 2, and we are into a bigger 3, or a 1, and all of this as corrective for the 2, so making 1, 2 like this. 1, 2 like this, and we are in the bigger 3 still to be finished. That ID, I made the projection for that. I mean, that can be anything. Also in between, the most bullish thing I can see is a flat. And just for the sake of good work, should this hold? Here we go. What do we have as a target? I'm on log here. Non-log. Okay, on non-log, on linear, we have the 0.618 perfectly aligned with POC. Potential target for running flat. I would probably rather use log here. So still here our 1-1 extension for a flat, which would be perfectly taking liquidity above this. On linear, we could even see a 1-1 getting above that one. and still be in a bearish corrective. Binance won't go down, but I do not trust them at all. Yeah, well, yeah. I think that's gonna be it for today. I don't think, just to rebound on this, yeah, I don't think Binance will go down. Otherwise, again, we are really, everything is fucked. But Binance token can go down. If everything go down, they will not use their money to just artificially keep their token up if it costs them too much, if it's not possible. I mean, Binance token can go down significantly as well. Would just make potentially higher low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we had the 5 count here. So yeah, here we go. Hope all of this was helpful. And before I leave, quick check here. We do have Bitfinex stepping in a bit. They're sold here, but they're stepping in a bit here. Seems. To keep us on a good side. Now, they can absorb the panic. That's also their role. That's also why I kind of like Bitfinex and there's a crew, because I believe they're a team of, their goal is to hold Bitcoin value and not just make money for themselves. I mean, obviously they want to make money for themselves, but they will make more money if they are able to keep crypto LC. And so yeah, they are stepping in when there's crisis. They are stepping in. If we collapse and we see it going green, well, you know what they are doing. They are defending the market to avoid it from completely going to zero. Okay, that's it. Thanks everybody. Thanks for joining. Have a good day. Stay safe. Don't forget, the only thing you control in the market is how much you lose. So risk management is really important. And risk management is your stop loss, but it's also where and how you manage your holdings, right? So take care. See you soon. Bye.